Hello, everyone. Welcome to Heart Center Tarot. As always, my name is Marina, and I will be your guide for this portion of the journey. And say hello to my wonderful co-host, David of Tarot by the Bay, and welcome to Taco Tuesday. Hello, how are you?
Doing all right. Just plugging through the work week here.
Yes, I get it. So as most of you have probably noticed, yeah, Gary is not with us tonight. He is probably going to be taking a little bit um, of a break from doing these political type readings, and that's okay, because you know what, everybody gets to that point where it's like, yeah, okay, I need to step away. I need to cleanse the palate. I need to do all kinds of different things to get myself settled and organized. So for now, it's just David and I, and there's nothing wrong with David and I. You know, we're okay.
We're the OGs on this show.
Exactly. Exactly. So just quickly, wanted to say hello, and Book Bewitch wanted to know, did you cut his hair again?
I did not. I've never cut my brother's hair, actually.
Yeah, there you go. Well, you know. So yes, thank you all of us for thank you all of us. It's gonna be that kind of day. Thank you everyone for joining us. Thank you for being here. Please make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. I do have David's info listed in the description of the video, so make sure that you go over to his channel, Tarot by the Bay. Do the like, share, and subscribe. Doesn't cost you anything to subscribe. Leave a comment, okay, after any of the videos, and make sure that it's at least 7 characters. That seems to be the magic number, and it gets the algorithm going and whatnot. And it helps us to, let me think of better words. It helps us to get in front of people who want to hear what we have to say. They just don't know where we are.
Yeah.
And that's a lot better than it helps us expose ourselves to, yeah. So
the heyday of us exposing ourselves was a few years ago.
Yes, yeah. And we're not going to tell you where the videos are either. So there you go.
Exactly. Oh, there's videos. Oh my.
Oops. Uh-oh. I shouldn't have said that out loud. So yeah, thank you. And thank you to the moderators that are here. You guys kind of keep everything going nicely behind the scenes. So very, very much appreciate that. And yeah, if you're interested in booking yourself in for a reading with me, please go to the website, which is marinasheartcentertarot.com. You can take a look at what's involved when you get a reading. You can take a look at some of the courses that I have on offer. Take a look and see what people have said, some of the testimonials. And yeah, get yourself in for that. And all of a sudden I've got a hair right in my eye. Okay, I'm going to be winking at everybody. So what's happening with you, David? How are things in your world?
They're going okay. I'm actually going to be going on vacation in a couple of weeks' time. Leaving on Friday the 13th, that lucky day.
Oh,
And
nice.
Michelle and I will be going back to Mendocino for a 7-day recharge.
Oh, lovely.
It is going to be glorious.
Lovely. And so that means that you won't be. Oh no, you'll be there for the 10th, and you'll be there for the 24th. Okay, I was going to say, oh, you're not, but yes, you will. Yes,
No.
you will. So yeah, you taking the new vehicle for a drive?
Uh, I bought a Porsche. I had a Porsche Taycan before, and sharing with the audience, and sold that in October. And I was missing having a sports car in my life, so in December I joined the Porsche Club of America so I could browse their classified shopping ads, and found a beautiful vehicle over in Virginia. So I took a flight over to Virginia to go see this car, purchased it, and then had it trucked across the country. And now I can't get Michelle's butt out of the driver's seat. Matter of fact, she came into the garage today when I came home from work and said, "Thank you very much for buying me this Porsche." That's fine. She's having
No.
fun with it. That's the whole
Oh,
point.
good. Oh, good. Yeah. And
And
Michelle
it's
is
one of those
just
things. It's one of those things. It's a car I've wanted since I was a kid, and I've got the financial ability to do it. And I'm still ambulatory enough that I can get in and out and drive the darn thing. So let's do it
exactly.
while we can do it, because who knows how long I'll be able to do that before I can't. So enjoy.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. That there is some audio feedback. Yeah, guys, I've done everything that I can possibly think of on my end. I think that it is coming from my end because it seems to be recently very regular when I'm doing shows. So I will continue to investigate and see if I can't find what it is and fix it so that it doesn't happen. So there you go. But okay, book says
Michelle
sounds
doesn't
fine
need a
to me.
chauffeur for Book Bewitched. She doesn't need a chauffeur outfit. What she needs are racing goggles and leather gloves.
Uh-huh. Yes, and maybe one of those long twist around scarves that just kind of bellows in the wind.
Exactly.
Okay. All righty. So interesting, interesting couple days in that we had oh, the feedback happens when David is speaking. Oh, sounds fun to me. Okay. Well, okay. They hear it when you're talking.
Okay.
Well, we're doing our best. That's all
Yeah.
I can say is we're doing our very level best. And before I forget, hello to those of you that are here from Canada. Hello, you're speaking to a fellow Canadian. And someone had mentioned earlier and said hello from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Hi from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, right back at you. So who knows? You could be one of my neighbors. There we go. Okay. So interesting couple days in that we had um, another unfortunate event with ICE
Mm-hmm.
and the unaliving of Alex Pretty. Um, and very quickly thereafter, like within a matter of hours, really, um, he was branded, basically an assassin, and he was brandishing a weapon, and he was determined he was going to take some of the heroic ICE agents out of commission, and he had several clips of ammunition, and so on and so on and so on. That's not the case. That's not what the video shows, and the video from several different angles and perspectives, and the fact that um, his weapon or his gun was taken from him before shots were fired. So, yeah, he was not posing any threat to anyone. And yeah, this is the same story that they were trying to sell when Renee Nicole Good was unalived, and basically, you change the name of the victim. Otherwise, it's kind of the same thing. So this has brought a good deal of attention to not only ICE with what's his name, Bovino, Greg Bovino, who was he's no longer part of the head of the Border Patrol. He left yesterday. And then, Kristi Noem. Apparently, she and Corey Lewandowski met with Trump today, and they had several hours long conversation, according to people who apparently know. And I thought that it was interesting that so many people within the GOP, people like Lisa Murkowski and Tom Tillis and whatnot, calling for her impeachment and or removal. So I thought the first thing that we can pull cards on is, what did they talk about in the meeting with Donald? And did it come up for her either be fired or impeached, or just generally what was the conversation like? Hey, Linda. Hello, everyone. Oh, interesting. Angel Rivera says Alexander Vindman announced his candidacy for what used to be Marco Rubio's U.S. Senate seat. That could be interesting. I'll star that. We can take a look at that. Okay. What did they talk about? Oh. Ooh. Yeah. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay. You got something? Oh, you're muted. Can't hear you.
How's
there
that?
You go. That's
Yeah,
much better.
I had my because I'm getting that echo, and I had my Yeti on to do the speakers. I was trying to get it to go through the headset.
Oh.
I was wondering if I was talking through this, and that was causing an echo. So I had muted this thing here to see if that fixed it. Guess not. Okay.
That's all right.
So
That's okay.
My initial read on it is I get the Hermit card as the foundation. So it's like, okay, you know what? We're ready to move on. And again, with center underneath it is the Chariot card. Ready to move on, and this job has moved past you. I'm saying it's not bad because there's still underneath it the Lover's card. Like, she did everything. She's going to say, I did everything you asked me to do. And there's reporting to suggest that that's the case. Now, you could also look at this and say he's thrown her under the bus for doing everything she told him to do. And I think both of those would be correct. She's disappointed she's leaving. He's disappointed in her performance. But overall, he's happy with her. This is just one of those things where, Trump could say, well, it's okay. If Trump had normal emotions, he would say, we got to calm things down. You did a great job. We'll find something else for you. That sort of thing. but I don't think they're parting enemies. But that really depends on how Christy knows. So I think she's leaving, and I think how she leaves will determine her future interactions with Trump. So if she leaves and praises Trump, and as he throws her under the bus, praises him and thanks him for the opportunity and looks forward to working again with him in the future, he'll give her some other position to do what she wants to do. If she goes out kicking and screaming, well, she's a crazed lunatic.
I think so. I think you're right, because there was one of the cards that I pulled. I couldn't quite figure out how it meshed with the others, but yeah, when you said, yeah, her, if she goes quietly and sticks with the script, yeah, there will be a reward. I think that the conversation was very much about, you're you're not making me look good. I'm people are asking too many questions. Um, I'm being put on the spot. I don't like being put on the spot. So, someone is going to have uh, to be the hangman. Someone is going to have to be the sacrificial lamb. So it's not that I'm unhappy with your performance. It's just that judgment has come in, and people are, they're giving me no choice, right? They're giving me no choice. So, me um, as the King of Swords, um, I have to do what's best for everyone, and there might be some changes made. And then I got the High Priestess, and this is the card that I couldn't quite fit into the narrative, but I think she realizes that, yeah, if I play nice, and if I just go away very nicely and say, oh, this has been the honor of my life to work for
Mm-hmm.
you, and you're the best thing that's ever happened to this country. Yes. Yeah. Then she ends up, someplace else doing something else, but at least, yeah, she can, yeah, she can walk away. But yeah, she's definitely done. The way she blows through the money, he's worried about the retirement. Like,
The I did do a little bit of I did a reading last night. This was my video that went up today, was discussing this, and I kept getting coins cards. Now, for those that are watching that may not be aware, um, she set up like research companies or marketing companies, and then took the money from the ICE budget that was supposed to like promote ICE, and then ran it through her companies where she has, like, she's like on the board or has a part owner. It might be a shell company that's related to her company, but basically she is she is double dipping and self enriching off of recruitment for ICE. So it could very well be, if she goes out graciously, Trump will let her continue to be involved with ICE through advertising and such. So she can hold on to her cash cow.
exactly, exactly. Yeah, totally. And so how long do we think that she stays head of Homeland Security? Does she make it to the end of January, or are we looking at the end of
Wow.
February?
She make it to the end of January.
Uh, yes, Francis Mann. Yeah, we could certainly look at that. Yeah.
Single card. If I was doing a single card, I got the Five of Swords, all or nothing. Um, you've got the card of integrity underneath it, the Queen of Wands and the Nine of Cups, and then the Queen of Pentacles underneath it. Okay, is she going? If I say yes,
Mm,
I'm not sure. It could go either way on this one.
mm-hmm.
Hang on. Let me see what February looks like.
Yeah, because I'm getting February, and the reason that I say that is, yeah, justice is justice is coming. I mean, she knows she has to leave. The King of Pentacles, I think she's going to be discussing with Trump how to prepare her exit, and how what she's going to be able to keep initially. I think with the Seven of Wands, I think that to people on the outside, she's going to try to defend her position, and possibly like someone said, yeah, throw someone else under the bus, like Stephen Miller. But I think that this is just kind of playing for a little bit of time. Ultimately, I get the Lovers, and yeah, she will exit, but I think that it's probably in February.
You're probably right. I don't know if I would say it till the end of February. It'll happen sooner than that. I think what's going to happen is because I threw a spread on what's Tom Homan's going to say about this, because I think what's going to happen is Tom Homan's going to go down there. He's going to assess the situation, and he's going to tell Trump whatever it is he's going to tell Trump. And I get the Ten of Cups. This could also be the Republican parties in Congress causing problems. That calls for justice and a new start. I think Homan's going to go in there and say, you know what, we need a fresh start with this one. We're getting a lot of pressure from lawyers or the court of public opinion. Congress is upset. You need to basically she's going to be thrown out of there because they're going to try to appease Congress. Between Bovino being gone and her being gone, it'll probably what'll happen is, my prediction is, Hogan's going to go in there. He's going to give an assessment. They're going to start withdrawing out of Minneapolis, declaring victory, and then she'll step down, and then they'll start another operation. Heather Cox Richardson said that there's rumors that they're going to target a city in Maine.
Yes,
that hotbed of illegal immigration and gang warfare.
absolutely. Yes. Apparently, it has a population of like 37,000
Yeah,
people.
that was the one.
So clearly, the they've tried taking over in a major center, and it's not working. So what are they going to do? They're going to go someplace where the numbers are small, and yeah, like you said, everybody knows Maine. Ooh, when you want some good fentanyl, that's where you go. Everybody knows that, right? Entertainment purposes only. What do I know? Yeah, it's in Maine. Yeah, like anyway. So okay. Um, the other thing is still kind of on the subject of Christy Nome and ICE, is the ICE agent that was involved in the shooting of Renee Good kind of disappeared, right? Went off the map. And depending on who you listen to, I've heard that no, he's still part of ICE. I heard that no, he's been let go, and so on and so forth. Okay. The because he was able to kind of leave town under the circumstance where Nome is kind of being forced into making a decision, and this isn't looking good on the administration. The agent or agents that were involved in the Alex Pretty event, are they going to be able to walk away from this, or does the administration feel that you kind of have to temper that fires a little bit, and maybe someone should be held accountable in this? Well, we were right in the first case because she was a domestic terrorist, but in this case someone overreacted and so on. So just throw some cards and see what that energy feels like. Is someone going to be from that group that surrounded him, is someone going to be kind of tossed under the ice, or under the ice? Yeah. You know what I mean, folks. Okay. Yeah. Just to kind of shield Nome for a little while.
I think they're going to get the Jonathan Ross treatment. I got the Four of Swords. I don't know if they're going to toss him under the bus. I think they're going to hide and protect him. Let's see. Oh, dear. How interesting, because they get the Death card and the Ten of Swords. Oh, because, they killed somebody. They killed somebody. They brought him to an end. Young guy did it. They're going to keep it secret. No, they're going to put him in. They're going to put one, if not both of those guys in hiding. I don't think they're going to release their names. I think they learned from Jonathan Ross about letting the names get released.
Yeah.
It might be. I think the problem that Ross ran into was that they had pictures of him without his mask on, so they could put the picture out there and say, "Who is this guy?"
Exactly.
And they identified him, and I think these guys had masks on. And from what I saw in the news today, it was revealed to Congress that 2 of those officers shot their firearms into Mr. Pretty. So there would be 2 potential people, and I think they're going to hide them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think. Excuse me. I start with the 7 of Wands. Standing behind them, defending them. Just be quiet. We'll get you out of the way. Chariot. We'll move you to another location, and that sort of thing, because they can see that this is people are going to want to know who they are. So with the 9 of Swords, they're looking for ways to basically hide them. And I get the Magician. Oh, sorry, my throat is really starting to act up. This is uncomfortable to read on. And
I seem to recall that they did ask about where those agents were the other day, and they said I think they're still in Minnesota, but they're deployed into different areas, which I'm sure makes the public feel really safe and comfortable.
Yes. Yes, exactly. No, I think that they were probably hightailed out of there fairly quickly. And I don't think they're in Minnesota. I think they're far from Minnesota. Okay. And I do have, just a second. I do have okay. Yeah, this was interesting. Yesterday, the U.S. has basically just threatened Canada with blackmail, extortion, call it what you will. If we don't buy the F-35s from them and we go with the Grip-On, they may take over our airspace. Okay. Is that something that the US would actually consider? Because honestly, I think it's a lot of bluster. I think that there's a lot of pushback against things that the administration wants. And yes, that it was the extra, whatever his name is. The idea that they would have to take over Canadian airspace because it could pose a threat to the U.S. I think it feels like a lot of talk. A lot of talk, no teeth. So, what do you say, David?
It's bluffing. I was chuckling because I could see if Trump gave the order, how would the malicious compliance play into it? And I could see U.S. fighter pilots coming in and asking for permission to come in and, quote, dominate Canadian airspace, unquote, and asking for permission if they could come in and do it. And then after dominating Canadian airspace, which maybe is like flying a mile in along the border for a while, coming back out and thanking them profusely like any good, well-mannered Canadian would after being granted the privilege. I just think I see it's just ongoing concerns about losing business deals and trying to bluff your way into that to get Carney and the Canadian government to come back in and purchase the things that they asked for, which is extremely ironic because who is the one person that reneges on contracts and business deals all the time?
Exactly.
Calls Boeing and says, we're not going to buy those 2 Air Force Ones we contracted with you unless you reduce the price.
Exactly. And the reason that Canada isn't looking at getting all of them is because the price continues to go up. And not only that, but the technology and the software and everything is something that the U.S. would control. Yeah.
Do you remember that Trump made some offhanded comment about turning off the F-35s or something like that, which implied that there was some form of kill switch or software killing thing that would prevent people who had the F-35s from actually operating them.
Yes. Yeah. So, no, it is the death card. No, it's just making a lot of noise, trying to maintain the position of superiority after everyone has found out that you're really not that superior, that the world is kind of turning against doing business with the U.S. The India and the EU just signed a huge deal.
Yeah.
Canada and China. The people around the world are realizing that doing business with the U.S. right now is not a good idea because you can't rely on them. You can't say that they're going to stick by it. So I think that, they're going to try. And I got the magician as well. I think they're going to try and throw a lot of things up. It's not good. We're doing business with other people. We're doing business with people that we trust a little more. and we're just going to hang on to what we have. It's yeah, we're not interested in so much in being bullied, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
by the way, I've been meaning to ask, because of this latest blustering and bullying by the Trump administration, how goes the boycott against American products? If was it maintaining steam? Because if it was losing steam, it's going to regain steam after this latest exchange.
Mhm. It is. I mean, um, we still make decisions based on where the goods come from.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, my son was telling me he had to go online and order sheets for his bed because he wasn't about to go to Walmart and buy them.
Right.
So yeah, he paid extra to that, but no, he was not going to go to Walmart. Um, and a lot of people, in talking to a lot of people, they feel the same way, that they're no, it's Canada first. And Mark Carney just said, I think it was yesterday or the day before yesterday, when he talked about, well, it was after Davos, but okay. That speech, was that not a work of art?
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen or listened to it. Sorry.
You will enjoy it.
Okay.
And this thing came out after, and it's basically buy Canadian, build Canadian, support Canadian. That the people that we used to rely on, that we used to see as someone that we've had a long-standing relationship with, that has changed. We can no longer rely on that. So let's build homes using Canadian lumber. Let's, whatever it is, yeah, buy Canadian, support Canadian. It will be made in Canada with Canadian products by Canadian workers. So, yeah, it was a really good ad, actually, that went out, and it went out, yeah, after Davos, and basically what he said in Davos was, you're either at the table or you're on the menu.
Yeah, who was it? Homan or somebody was trying to, or somebody in our best center, somebody in Trump's administration says, "Oh, he didn't really mean what he said." And Carney said, "Yeah, I did."
Yes, I did.
don't put words in my mouth. I meant exactly what I said. Go pound sand.
Yes, exactly. So yeah, there wasn't. Oh, I was so proud of Carney. I mean, he just did such a fabulous job in saying what needed to be said in a way that it needed to be said, and he never specifically mentioned the U.S., but you knew who he was talking about.
And think about where we were about, I guess it was over a year ago, about a year and a half ago or so, where Justin Trudeau's embattled, the Liberal Party's beaten up, and then he steps down. And was Carney put in at that point, or was he just not going to? Or yeah, and then Carney now has the momentum and outpaces Poilievre to become your prime minister. And is he not the man for the hour for you guys? Could you? It's like you needed that one. We had that with Obama in 2009. It's like the one guy you needed in that position in that moment showed up, and it seems like it happened for you guys with Mr. Carney.
Absolutely, it did. Absolutely, because up until then, it was, and up until Trump started his 51st state rhetoric, it really was a lot of Polyev had the momentum. It looked like people were saying, yeah, no, no more liberal government. They've been in for too long. No more Trudeau. No more this. No more that. As soon as Polyev kind of started to identify with Mega and with Trump and some of the things that he started saying and doing, it was like, no, we've got a front row seat to what happens when you make silly decisions. So no, we're not going to go that way. And yeah, absolutely, he was the man for the moment, and he has really grown into that position, like really made it his own. So yeah, absolutely, he's fabulous. Okay, let me see. Their book says, I keep hearing Stephen Miller. Is he a witless pawn of another country? We know he is a tool. Yeah. Also, will he go out before or with Trump? Yeah, he is very much a willing participant.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
He reminds me of like your Grima Wormtongue or Alfred Lickspitter. Shelley and I just watched Lord of the Rings and then The Hobbit, and they have characters that are sort of little Weasley characters that cling on to somebody with power and use that to shield themselves to be their worst selves. And those characters epitomized exactly. Stephen Miller is like the epitome of those characters. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I'm just gonna, rather than asking if he's a witless pawn for another country, I'm gonna go straight to the his relationship with Trump leading. How does that look?
If he, yeah, I don't know how do I
think I've got it.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. What he'll do, he's going to evaluate the situation. It depends who is going to be replacing Trump when it comes time for Trump to go out. Is this going to be somebody who he's a rising star or a falling star with? And that's going to be the key. Is he going to be the star of the show or not? If not, he'll go to the highest bidder. You're asking if he's going to be for another government? Possibly, or he'll stick around and fight. But it really depends on who the new person coming in is, which by all rights, given the current situation, should be J.D. Vance. And I was hearing on some podcast today or yesterday that Vance is not a huge Stephen Miller fan. So I think if Trump goes, Miller will see what his role is going to be like under Vance, but I suspect Miller will be leaving after Trump, not before Trump.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I start off with
I was going to say, unless he sees things are so bad and dire that the writing's on the wall that he's got to go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I start off with the Hermit. Kind of paying attention, watching, assessing the situation, like you say. I think that when he makes a decision, it's going to be fast. I don't think that he's going to take, he's not going to be someone who's going to spend a lot of time in contemplating what it is. He's just going to react. He's going to look after himself. and
That sounds right.
whatever is going to be there, it's going to be something that is going to suit him, because he's worried. He is worried about his his standing, because as long as Trump is in front of him, he feels he has some power. If something happens to Trump, look to Miller to be the kind of be gone almost immediately, right? I don't think that he would stick around, and I don't think he plays well with others. So I think if even if he was offered something in the J.D. Vance administration, it wouldn't be the situation he has now, because now with Trump's dementia, he's basically in charge.
Yeah.
Right. So, how do you go from being the boss to being an underling for the boss?
Yeah, there's really no chance that he's going to be around after Trump's gone. And if you see Stephen Miller leave, know that Trump's departure is imminent, because that guy's he's not going to want to willingly give up power and authority. He's only going to do it when it is so painfully obvious that he can't last any longer. And got to get while the going's good. Got to go while the getting's good. Got to get while the getting's good.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's and yeah, we kind of talked about this a little earlier. Yeah, that Noam threw Miller under the bus. Will Miller be let go too? No, Miller's the guy who's he's the conductor of the orchestra.
Yeah, he's the one whispering in Trump's ear what to do, and Trump's agreeing with it. And this is one, and it appeals to Trump. So Noam will go because she's 2 steps removed, so she could be tossed under the bus without Trump having to admit that he's done anything wrong or Stephen Miller's done anything wrong. This is just her mishandling. Think of it almost like he's got this really immature ego, which he does, and he can't accept blame, so he has to move the blame as far away from him as he can. So he's not going to get rid of Miller. Kristi Noem is, if he could get rid of Bovino and be done with it, he would do that, but there's a lot of pressure for him to get rid of Noem, so I think he's going to get rid of her too, and then be done, then never want to talk about it again. We don't need to talk about this ever again.
Yep. That I think that she certainly did her best. She certainly did her best. I start off with the death card, and crossed by the 9 of Wands. She absolutely pleaded her case, but I think she also knows that Miller is the one in charge. So you kind of, when you're going to talk smack about the boss, you got to choose your words carefully, right? Mm-hmm. I think that it was a concern for her in how she was going to present it. I think that she tried to, and then determined that it wasn't going to get her anywhere, and just kind of let it go. More in terms of thinking that I might need this person to either speak up for me or to do something or whatnot. So it's like, well, he'll understand if I say his name, but I didn't say, oh yeah, he's the one who did it. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah.
Maybe she should invite Stephen Miller out to her farm in South Dakota to have a heart-to-heart chat before she leaves.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Who
Tour
knows?
of the grounds. Here's a gravel pit over here. You should take a look at that.
Yes, and oh, by the way, we have a new batch of puppies. Let me show you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
you can pick one. Yeah, fabulous. Okay, let me see what that was. Well, okay, here's something that maybe we can look at is with one of the major talking points that several people um, in the administration have talked about over the last couple days is the fact that Alex Purdy was um, carrying a gun, and their stance now is that, well, you invite trouble when you bring a loaded weapon to a protest.
I would,
And
believe it or not, I agree with that. To a
yes,
peaceful protest, yes.
yes. So, considering that this is the party that supported Kyle Rittenhouse and stood behind him because he brought a weapon to a protest, um, and now that the shoe is on the other foot, no, that's not a good thing to do. The Where is the NRA in all this? Where are the Second Amendment people who have been screaming and yelling about my right to carry a gun, my right to, have wear a holster out in public, and I can have my AK-57, and I can have my Magnum, and I can have all these different things. Where are they? Where are those people?
After Cash Patel, no less. Now, I wonder if they're usually so sensitive to government overreach that,
Yes.
the FBI director saying that you bring a gun to a protest, expect to be shot and killed by government. It's like they should be screaming. Oh, God.
Yeah.
I'm sort of asking, how are they reacting? What's the energy around the NRA after Cash Patel basically said what he said?
Uh-huh.
They are they're in a quandary because they've tied themselves to the Republican Party, and
Yes.
the Republican Party has a lot of the NRA members supporting them. Not all of them, but a lot of them, and they're tied. And the problem is that it's money related. The NRA doesn't necessarily want to go against Trump because when the NRA was in their heyday, money from Russia was filtering through the NRA, being laundered basically, and then sent out to Republican politicians, allowing the NRA to gain influence. And now, if you start pushing back against Trump, that money that you were getting in starts to dry up. But underneath it all but you've got your charter. You've got who you've made yourself out to be. So they're in a situation that they don't like.
Yeah.
But you've got to make your choices here. I do wonder if they put out, I think I didn't look at the statement, but I would assume they put out a fairly tepid statement defending the right for Americans to, instead of saying the Cash Patel's wrong and how dare he and we're going to go out and protest, they probably put something out saying the Second Amendment has proven to be a very popular and necessary amendment to the Constitution, and any rhetoric to try and weaken the Second Amendment is reckless. Something stupid like that. That means nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
But their members, I think their members want them to step up, and they're not excited about doing that because they're in about the money.
Yeah, exactly. Right now, there is a lot of internal discussion with um, the Five of Wands. They How do we handle it? How do we have our cake and eat it too? How do we
Yeah.
get the money and encourage people to carry on with their weapons? But yeah, we're not going to talk against someone. They are trying very, very hard to come up with a position that is going to straddle the fence and is going to make people on both sides happy, because it's going to make them feel like, oh, okay, well, they're doing what they should be doing. You're right. They have tied themselves to the devil. There is, you can't walk away from that. You've come out. People have heard you. There's videos out there of you kind of going on and on and on about the Second Amendment. You can't try to cherry pick parts of it. So yeah, they're currently the Two of Pentacles, weighing their options,
Mhm.
and yeah, what they're going to come up with is the Five of Swords. They're going to put something out that they are going to push, and everyone is going to have to agree that that is what it is that they're pushing. That Yeah, it may not make sense to you, but trust me, because it makes sense to us. And we're doing this for you. So all you got to do, make sure that you renew your NRA registration.
For those
Yeah.
people
So
without the lifetime memberships.
yes. Yeah.
It's
That
and now think about it. A lot of the folks that are members of the NRA and that pay their yearly dues, if they don't already have a lifetime membership, um, they don't care if the NRA is getting a bunch of money from outside sources. They probably in their mind they think, "Hey, I pay my dues. That's what pays the NRA and keeps
yeah.
them in cornflakes." So they're not worried about the financial component. They're worried about the these are our guns and our rights, and you're up there supposed to fight for us because we're kind of fanatical. A
Mhm.
gun cult, if you will. So they don't care about the money; they care about the movement, and
Yeah.
the folks in charge. They're all about the money.
Yeah. It it's nothing but. It's nothing but. Who was their didn't their leader have to walk away because there was, yeah, he was embroiled in something.
Yeah, I'm forgetting the story now. But I thought they brought charges or they brought something against him. I think he beat it, but basically, yeah, he was embezzling, not embezzling money, but he was charging things, expensive hotels and
Yes.
flights and
Yeah.
mistresses and stuff like that
Yeah.
on the payroll there. And basically, I thought the NRA kind of went bankrupt a few years ago too.
That I thought so too. That they didn't have as much sway as they did before.
Yeah,
But
because
yes.
after the 2016, when the Robert Mueller probe went in there, it dried up all the Russian money
Hmm.
that was going in.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Yeah. And I can see the man, but I can't. Yeah, his name is just absolutely escapes me. So that's okay. And so we have a couple other GO GOP members who are saying that they are not going to run for reelection.
Oh no!
That
Who?
after years of service and giving and giving, it's I need to back up. I need to do something else. So yeah, one of them who is it Chris Meadow or Chris?
I think you're right, Karen. I think it is LaPierre was the name of the
Yes,
guy.
yes. Thank you. Okay, I can sleep. Yeah, Chris Meadow. who was running for governor of, oh my gosh, I don't know
Minnesota?
if it was us. Sorry?
I heard that the lead Republican candidate for the governor of Minnesota just dropped out.
Yes. Okay. Then that would be Chris Meadow. And yeah, he said, I can't. The things that the Republican Party is doing, they're killing American citizens. We now have, American citizens who are walking around with their papers, and people of color are terrified. And no, I can't do this. Besides not wanting to do this, and I have to explain to my daughters that, have I done the right thing? He said, there is absolutely no way that, given what is going on right now, that a Republican will ever hold a seat, a Senate seat, in this state for a very, very long time. No, what? And he's right. He's absolutely right. And then, there was someone else who mentioned, that they weren't going to run. So I think for a lot of them, the writing is on the wall. They know that, get out now while the getting is good, because, if you stick around, you might end up being one of the 47 names, apparently, that was on the part of the Epstein file, that no, they don't know who those people are. Yeah. And Flash Patel was shocked. Was absolutely shocked when that number came out, because it was like, where did you get that information? It doesn't matter. So, there you go. Anyway, all right, listen, we're just over an hour, and I want to say, Susan Rotella, oh my gosh, thank you. Thank you very, very much. That is extremely generous of you, and you know how much I appreciate it. So thank you. So there we go. And thank you for joining us, you guys. Thank you for being here. I really, 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 Philip Berman says, I wish you would consider making this 2 hours long.
Always leave them hungry for more.
Yes, that's right. You don't give it up too early, okay? So David, thank you for doing this with me. And you must say hello to Gary, and I hope that he is keeping well. And for those of you that were here, again, thank you so much. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I have David's info in the description of the video, so go ahead and take a look at that. Make sure that you go over and subscribe to his channel as well, because he puts out some fabulous videos.
Thank you so much.
Just saying. You're very welcome. All right, everyone, take care, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now. Yeah.